What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Salute to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about Cardi B. Cardi B decided that she had some things to say to Larsa Pippen because Larsa Pippen admitted, and I spoke about it in a video, if I can find it, I'll link it, about how her and Scotty were having relations 4 times a day. Or she was while she was married to Scotty. Let me preface this. While she was married to Scotty. Because we all know that, those first couple of years they were married, like the late 90s, early 2000s, he was on the road. So he wasn't at home as much, right? But while they was married, she had relations 4 times a day, right? And for some reason that got under Cardi B's skin. And she decided to make a video speaking about it because Cardi B has an opinion about everybody, but everybody can't have an opinion about her. So she makes this video and she's speaking about how, she just finds it weird that people, especially women, want to have relations 4 times a day. She thinks that something is wrong with that, right? Now, this is a woman who's married. You're married to Offset, who I'm pretty sure has a high, drive to have relations. You mean to tell me that he doesn't want it that close to that many times? And the thing about it, Cardi B was getting mocked all in the comment section. People saying this is why you get cheated on. There were women explaining how, yes, there are situations where you can have relations 4 times a day. There was one comment from a young lady. She pointed out how, you could have a quickie and you can have relations in the morning, a quickie in the afternoon, and another quickie or relations at night, and then maybe another time that night, and then she said again in the morning, something like that, right? She pointed out how you can have relations 4 times a day, right? Any woman with a guy with a lot of, drive, especially because you got to understand, there's a lot of women out here there that have a high drive as well. It ain't just men. That's why you got women out here cheating, because they want it all the time. And Cardi B thinks that something is wrong with that. I will tell you this, maybe Cardi wants to seem like she's more quote unquote normal. She's probably the type to use relations to get what she wants, to withhold it, right? She ain't used to giving it up when the husband wanted. I don't know what the dynamic is of her and Offset's relationship, but it's very clear to me that she's trying to play the moral police or something in regards to Larsa Pippen, which to me is strange because, she goes out of her way to defend thoughtism, the slurs, and all of a sudden now she has a problem with Larsa Pippen talking about having relations 4 times a day. And people are saying, maybe Offset's not having relations 4 times a day with you. But I'm telling you right now, that is possible. 4 times a day is not impossible unless people are working. And I don't see Offset doing much work. I don't see Offset touring. I don't see Offset going traveling. And I believe they travel together. She sticks by Offset's side. She don't let Offset out of her sight. Okay? Because she's afraid he's going to cheat on her. So for her to say this lets me know that 1, she's bored, and 2, she obviously must think that Offset's satisfied with whatever she's giving her, which most of these women think. Most of these women think that these men are satisfied with what they're giving them, but they're not. That's why they end up cheating on you. And I think Cardi B in this situation is a tad bit delusional. But what else is new? What else is new in our society than a delusional Cardi B? Let's get into what Cardi B had to say, because I want y'all to understand this is why a lot of you women are getting cheated on. You think that you're going to withhold from these guys and these guys are going to be okay with it. I think Cardi B is being a bit disingenuous, but let's go. During an Instagram live session, the WAP hitmaker says it's impossible for men to have relations multiple times a day. Oh, what? It's impossible. What? Are you serious? the stories that I've heard. Listen, I'm not going to talk about my personal experience, but there are guys that have bragged about how they can have sessions, how they can have relations and climax and then do it again and climax. I'm saying, you know how many stories I've heard of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's impossible. I don't know if it's impossible. A lot of these guys, again, men with high, drives, they can smash all, chicks all day. So it's not impossible. It really isn't. You know what I'm saying? I think Cardi just hasn't experienced that because she's too busy being with men who are sleeping with other women. She says, you practically telling the world that your man is on drugs. Cardi B has gotten candid about women's unrealistic expectation of their physical habits, debunking claims that men can get aroused and are fit enough to satisfy their ladies in bed multiple times a day. See, I told you, man, she's getting the bare minimum from Offset. The raptress claims that they can only do that if they're on drugs. The mother of two, who has been married to Offset since 2017, weighed in on the matter on Instagram Live on Friday, March 31st. You practically telling the world that your man is on drugs, she told the viewers. Your N-words on drugs. Your man is on drugs because there ain't no way. Cardi says she understands that if you have relations 3 times a day, not every day though. She went on to arguing, if your man want to have relations with you 4 to 5 times a day and we do that every day, like, it's, girl, your man is on perks or your man is trying to convince himself he likes box. See, here she go with the shaming. So wait a minute. This is why I tell y'all Cardi is not very intelligent. So you mean to tell me that a man has to prove his masculinity by having relations with a woman 4 times a day? That doesn't make any sense to me. He could just go, listen, this is the part that really shows y'all the low intelligence level of people like Cardi B. They try to convince themselves that they're smarter than they really are. A man who's trying to prove that he likes women is not trying to sleep with a woman 4 times a day. A lot of times, I'm not saying a lot, but if he was doing that, then what he could do is get into a relationship with a woman and have a child with a woman. That's how he would prove he likes women. When you see situations where guys are having children, all these different women, then you can say to yourself, yeah, he's trying to prove his masculinity by saying I can sleep with all these different women and get them pregnant. I don't think having a relationship with somebody 4 times a day is trying to prove your masculinity. I think it just proves that you're horny. Now, this might be something, again, this happened during the marriage. During a marriage. Cardi doesn't understand that because, what I'm saying, Offset is off doing him sometimes and he's with her, and she thinks that him wanting to have a relationship with her once a day is normal. See, she doesn't have that type of, situation. Even though she ain't doing much of anything, Offset ain't doing much of anything, right? Offset can't even release music. But I'm telling you right now, women like Cardi B want to believe this. Even though I told y'all there was a woman in the comment section that laid it out how you can end up having relations 4 times a day. Now, again, not every man is going to have relations 4 times a day. I'm not saying that. Most men probably, not to say most, but there are men out here who don't have the time for it. They work a lot. They don't have the time to have relations 4 times a day. But there are situations where there are men who have nothing but time on their hands and they can have relations as many times as they want to, especially again if they have a high drive. Seemingly not supporting such lifestyle, she told her followers that is not a flex. Go stitch your box up. Your man is sick. See, Cardi's used to, again, she's bored. She's used to withholding. She's used to not giving it up when her man wants it. That's why there's friction. And, he goes and gets it somewhere else. That's what she's used to. And I'm not trying to say that, Larsa's the most, is the most honest person, right? But I don't think that she would be just saying this just to be saying it. Did this happen every day in a relationship? Probably not, because again, Scotty was on the road. So let's say during the off season. Now, this is if it was just with Scotty. if it was just with Scotty, that's what we're talking about, right? So I could see a scenario where during the off season, he's off the road. Let's say he's a little bit he needs a release after being on the road and stuff like that. The off season has come. I can see him getting it in. And then when the season starts, they're away from each other for weeks or months or whatnot. And then once the off season come back, then I could see a scenario like that. But it may not be a situation where they're having relations every day, but maybe just when the times are right. But for Cardi to act like this is something she's never heard, I mean, that's because these guys are not having relations 4 times a day with you because they don't feel like your box is worth it. All right? You're not used to that. And because you're not used to that, you don't think other women are used to that. While Cardi didn't name names during the live stream, her comments come on the heels of Larsa Pippen's shocking confession. She used to have relations 4 times a night during her 20-year marriage to her ex Scottie Pippen in part 2 of The Real Housewives of Miami 5th season reunion, which aired on Thursday, March 16th. She bragged, "I always had relations 4 times a night." And she said, "I had relations 4 times a night, every night. I never had a day off for 23 years. She doubled down on her claim, leaving her castmates and host Andy Cohen in disbelief. You had relations 28 times a week for 23 years, Andy asked to confirm, to which Larsa replied, "Yeah, I swear." When Andy joked that her current toy boy, Marcus Jordan, has really big shoes to fill, the Syrian-American influencer said he wears a size 15 shoes, adding, "I think he's okay." Larsa's a freaky woman. That's what you can surmise from this. Larsa is a freaky woman. All right. So, she's going to make these claims. It doesn't mean that they're not real. I think for Cardi to act like something like this could never happen, Cardi's being disingenuous. She's been with men that want to smash, at least 2-3 times a day. Right? She used to date bum before she got with Offset. So I'm pretty sure she was with guys that had time on their hands. But again, women like her are used to using the box to get what she wants. She's used to using it as a negotiation ploy. She's not used to just giving it up to her boyfriend or husband, which, why a lot of these women can't keep a relationship going. But she's kept this going on with Offset, but we'll see. Let me say in the comment section, let me your thoughts, like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.